What's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Geek Sci-Fi here on Free X Agents Media. We're also available on Twitch. We're also available on Kick. We're available wherever you watch podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on every platform. We are taking the week off. It is a holiday here in Canada, for those of you who don't know. And we also just had our huge party this past week that was fantastic. It was an amazing time. The jungle juice was flowing, the burgers, the hot dogs, the food, the party, the haircut, all of it was fantastic. Big shout out to the crew over at Colors MTL for holding it down. I want to thank everybody who came through. The whole crew wants to thank everybody who came through, not just me. We all want to thank you guys for coming and supporting and being a part of that day. It was such an amazing event. And hopefully, you guys understand why we're taking this week off. We're just taking some time. We're going to relax, but it's also Comic Con coming up. So, we're going to be doing kind of a clip show. So, all the clips you're about to see are our most popular clips for the past 2 years. There's actually more clips, but I didn't have time to get all of them. But this is going to be a short one. But we also really want to give a shout out to everyone who's going to be going to Comic Con this weekend here in Montreal. Comic Con is happening the weekend of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th here in Montreal, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And there's a lot of amazing artists who are going to be in Artist Alley that we really want to shout out. So while you're watching this, you're going to see above me and around us while the clips are playing, like a banner with the booth number and the side with the like either the Instagram or the website of said person. So these are all the booths that we are recommending you go check out if you have time while you're at the convention. I highly recommend you make time because some of these people make fantastic things, fantastic art. Some of them make amazing T-shirts. I'm not wearing one of them right now. I should be wearing one of the Chop Shop shirts. Shout out to those boys because those shirts are fantastic. But yeah, it's been an amazing time, and we've had a lot of fun. And the summer is only just starting, so we'll see you at Comic Con this weekend, and we'll be back with a new episode soon. And go enjoy these clips. So talk to you later. This might be your first year, it might be your 10th year, who knows? But if you've gotten this far and you've decided to go to Comic Con, there's a lot of stuff that you probably need to know. There's a lot of stuff you probably have to prepare for, especially if it's your first time. If it's not your first time, you might not need this refresher. This is more for the kids out there who haven't gone to Comic Con or it's their first time going to Comic Con. You know, one of their friends invited them and they're just like, oh, what is Comic Con? Let's talk about it. So I used to write a guide when I was at CJLO 1690 AM every year, and that guide was always about Comic Con. It was always kind of like a breakdown of what you should do. I'm actually thinking about reposting it or reposting the link because the information in this guide doesn't really change from year to year. The first thing I would tell people: scheduling. Take a chance to go check out the schedule for all the things you want to see. That is probably one of the most important things you want to do because when you go to the con and you want to see the schedule and you want to see certain people, there are things you might have to sacrifice. And you want to make those decisions before you get there. Making that decision on the spot at the last minute might be difficult. There's things you're going to want to weigh when you're making the decision. How much do I like this artist? How often have they been to Comic-Con? These are some of the little things that I find myself reviewing before I make my schedule, the things I want to see at Comic-Con. Because, and I love some of these actors, but if this actor has been to Comic-Con 3 or 4 or 5 years in like the last 10 years, it's a 50-50 chance of me seeing them because they like to come to Montreal. Maybe their panel might not be the panel I go to. Because for one, I may have gone to one of their panels already and heard them talk about all the wonderful things they've done in the past. And maybe a little bit of a break from seeing their panel will be a better experience the next time they're here because they may have worked on new projects that I'm really excited about and I'll get to experience that. So that's one of the things that I take into consideration when I'm making the schedule. Another thing you want to take into consideration is how tired you're going to be. I'm telling you right now, a lot of the times I feel like folks don't necessarily prepare for Comic-Con the way they should. I always tell people, snacks, water, all that stuff, bring a big bag, because you don't want to have to be carrying around bags all day and have all this stuff. Bring a big backpack. Between me, you, and the walls, go buy a big camping backpack, use it for the weekend, clean it out properly, and return it. You're allowed to do that. I mean, sure, it's not the nicest thing to do, but do you really need the $80 camping backpack when you don't camp? You probably don't. Is an $80 camping backpack that you can fit all the figures you buy, the Lego minifigs, the prints you bought, the that loot box that you bought, the mystery box that you got, the cool sword that you buy, all of it might fit in that camping bag, and you're now with this big backpack on your back. Hopefully you're not bumping into people, be mindful, but you have that on your back, it's full of stuff, and you're living your best life, because now you have all your stuff on you, and you're prepared, and you feel comfortable, as opposed to accidentally leaving a bag here that you might have had while you and your friend are talking. You put it down, you forget it, you walk away. I've seen it happen. I literally had to run and catch up to someone and give them a bag, and they were so thankful because they had left a pass in there for something else that they had won that they would have lost. And it's stuff like that, where having that big backpack full of great goodies, all the stuff you're going to buy, is an advantage. So scheduling, check the schedule. Know the things that you want to check out. Make the decisions. Know the layout. Again, one of the things I was just showing you, I just had it on the screen. I'm going to bring it back up. I think it's super important for people to take the opportunity to go to the website and to view the map, the layout of the convention center. I'm going to minimize myself and bring that map nice and big. This is a map of the convention center. It's available on the website, Montreal Comiccon's website. If you go to exhibitors, they have the map there available to them, because the exhibitors need to know where their spots are going to be. But this map is also just great for you, because you, as a convention goer, will want to know where everything is. Marvel Studios Blade removed from 2025 release schedule. Mahershala Ali, sir, it's over.
How old is he now? But how old is he?
I don't know how old he is, but
50. No,
he's 50. When he signed on, he was 45. Yeah, you ain't playing Blade no more. Stop.
Yeah,
I mean, Ant-Man's out here being Ant-Man. I understand Paul Rudd is pretty up there. He's 52 exactly.
Yeah,
but, I mean, Blade is a little bit more challenging, I imagine.
Yeah, Blade is definitely a physical one.
Mahershala Ali is straight 50. Smack dab 50.
Yeah, no,
right.
You ain't doing that. And you got 3 movie deals.
When he got hired, he was 40, late 40s.
Exactly. No, man.
Okay. So I mentioned in the group chat that when Bob Iger started talking out the side of his head with all this kind of Disney isn't woke, he didn't say it that way, but he kind of gave us the vibe of, Disney should be about entertainment and not about messages. And everyone was just like, what's that supposed to mean? What
have you not seen your own shit for the past 100 years, though?
But
what?
You've had
zippity doodah. Yeah. Not about messages at all. Zippity day.
But Disney has been telling messages of equality.
Ooh. And what was it? Gotta hedge your bets with those Nazi videos with Donald Duck.
Right. The Lord have mercy. But the thing that bothers me a little bit with him having that to say is Disney bought Marvel, and Marvel Entertainment, Marvel Studios, Marvel Animation, Marvel, whatever you want to call it, has always been talking about these stories, has always been trying to tell these stories, has always been trying to bring different people to the forefront. They have different stories that represent different things, whether it's the X-Men trying to talk about equality and, just prejudice for prejudice sake, or if it's Black Panther that's trying to talk about Afrofuturism and the idea of an Africa untouched by colonialism. If it's, they've been doing it. They've been telling these stories of equality and friendship. So Disney, when you bought this company, and then years later they're telling all these stories, and you're just gonna start saying that's right. That yawn is exactly how I felt about Iger.
Crazier news is that Raw, which has been on Monday night television for 31 years, is being removed and going on to Netflix. First of all, that's huge. That speaks huge for Netflix, because that's going to help Netflix a lot.
Yeah.
That also speaks in troves how bad the WWE streaming service was, because it was bad because of inconsistencies. I even tell people like you have the US version or the Canadian version, the good one or the bad one, because we have a shit version compared to what the Americans get. Like very like one's a library, one's like just the channel of like looping things. Like it's ridiculous. But anyways, that aside, it's going on to Netflix. Plenty of advantages there, but it's also like I can't believe it's not on TV, and they're even already starting to talk about how it might not be on Monday night anymore, which is just crazy.
Is it still going to be live?
It should still be live, whatever. I would imagine they have to keep that because that's the allure, right?
Yeah, but Brie Larson has the right to say she wants to see more people. Like we're not gonna.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. That's the
thing.
I'm just not a fan of her as an actress.
And that's fine. And that I know a lot of people aren't a fan of her as an actress. And that's if you're not a fan of her as an actress, fair. But if you're not a fan of her character and you start saying the movie sucks because you hate Carol Danvers, when Carol Danvers is a good character, anyone who's read the comic book ever knows that Carol Danvers is one of the best Marvel characters. She goes toe to toe with Tony in the comic book all the time. The same sass and like attitude that Tony comes at with, she brings it back tenfold and always puts Tony in his place. And there's a lot of people that don't put Tony in their place. And it's great to see her do that. So when I knew that this character was coming to the movies, I was just like, okay, we're going to see it.
Marvel character to be an X-Men, a Starjammer, and an Avenger.
Bong.
But do you think they did her character justice?
I don't even
think a different version.
They definitely made her
like,
OP.
it's always different eras of that character. So
I also
when she was with the X-Men, it was a very different costume and different type of person. Yeah. And then I guess more into 2000s, she's more what she looks like now, what she kind of feels like now, kind of thing.
Brie Larson fits current Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Yes, she fits current Carol. Carol.
No,
Danvers.
not if she fits. More just the character. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just
the characterization is more of the current version of her in the comics.
And I think that's because of who they got to play her.
Yeah, but when you're saying, do you feel that they did her? When you say, do you feel like they did her justice? Do you mean that as fans of the character, she did a good enough performance for Carol?
Yes. Like, do you think she did? Do you think she was the right choice? And do you think the movies did a good job making
based on what they were trying to do with the character and based on what Jaws is saying, what era? Yes, I think she is really good for the character because she's not the cocky Carol Danvers yet. She's the like she's the post rogue. I don't know where I am. Confused. My powers are gone. I feel like I'm in a mental limbo. That's what she was, and that
I don't know much of her character. I just found the movies.
She was super into Marvel. Marvel got zapped. She got his powers. She was Miss Marvel, ran around, turned around into Warbird, got cocky. Rogue shut her down. Comaed her for a minute. Her conscience lived in Rogue's body for a good 3-4 years. She finally gets her conscience back, ends up in space, gets infected by the Brood, turns into Binary, joins the Starjammers, is on a different level of power. Don't know what happened after that. She ended up coming back to Earth. Got the name Captain Marvel finally from Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau had it first. She asked Monica if I could have it. Monica was like, yeah, I guess why not? Sure, take it. Go ahead. Took everything.
Yeah, I'm not.
And that's when she started fully growing into her like heroine self, but also being cocky like Tony. Because at this point, she's been through the ringer and back, and she's like, oh shit, I'm still alive. Okay, let's go.
Exactly. Yeah,
and that's badass.
And that's
actually, I didn't see the second one. Is it?
Yeah, the Marvels. Yeah, and I would say
I didn't see that one, but the first movie I thought was kind of boring.
Watch Marvels, you'll like it more than
the Marvels is good.
Yeah, so it's more when watching this, I learned a lot about how he started.
Yeah,
but he does praise Chad a lot, and he does talk about how without Chad, like he wouldn't have gotten into music.
Okay.
He says that.
Because I mean, like from what
maybe
I
not
remember,
those words, but he does praise him, and he does say like if it wasn't for them starting the Neptunes, like he would have never made it this far.
Yeah, because like I know they say like I know he's talked about like we used to be at like Chad's house and his dad would come down and blah 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 like
he does talk about he talks about that too in the movie. The only thing is I feel like back then when they were the Neptunes, there was probably an issue with Pharrell being the face and the and he also like he was cousins with Timbaland and like he went to school with like Missy Elliott and like all these like big
it's all Virginia.
Busta Rhymes. Yeah, like they all went to high school together and they all started making music and stuff. So and
That's
I feel
wild.
I feel like Chad was always, from what I understood, he was always like the quiet, like he was making music, but he was like the more quiet one, not really in the front. So people probably didn't know much about Chad. Like I didn't know about Chad. So,
oh wow, really? Okay, yeah. No. I mean, Jaws and I, being '90s kids, like
I knew I knew the groups. Like I knew he was in groups, but I didn't know.
Like you didn't know who was in the group.
Yeah.
Because there's the other guy too in NERD. I always forget his name. Because it was
about,
the guy that's on the cover of their first album, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's Eclipse. Hold on. NERD was made up of Pharrell, Chad, and
a third guy, Shay.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds right. Yeah, because they're listed as a rock band.
Yeah, Shay Haley.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so there's a dude. Do you hear the name Shay Haley in the doc at all?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I would say that's a more smaller part because that's
NERD.
That's, to be honest with you guys, though, he didn't really go in depth about NERD.
Oh, interesting.
Like, he talked more about Neptune's
production. Okay.
Neptune, and then him like moving from that. He doesn't really talk much about NERD. Like he does, but it wasn't. It wasn't prominent from what I remember.
Right. No, that's cool. I mean, for like Ness, if you understood the stronghold that the Neptunes had on. Like when Grinding dropped,
Ness, I didn't know all these songs. So I knew these songs, but I didn't know that it was Pharrell and
Chad. Yeah,
homie. When Grinding dropped, every fucking lunch table in every high school in North America became the drum.
Because Marvel never thought that they would eventually get the X-Men.
Agreed.
I feel that they were planning to eventually go to a universe where like, okay, well, once we get past our Avengers, we're going to go into Young Avengers. But then they got the X-Men, and now you're kind of like, because you can't make X-Men play with Young Avengers. Because then you're just you're making Fox X-Men 1 mistakes.
I get what you guys are saying. It's not ideal. But what's my option? I'm going to recast and start from scratch, or I take advantage of the fact that I have all the Young Avengers. I've built out the Young Avengers, and now I'm not going to use them because I want to introduce the X-Men, and the X-Men have to be with the original Avengers. Guys.
But then you mess up storylines. Like they're going
to mess up storylines. We already didn't get the proper Civil War. We already didn't get a proper,
but we
didn't get World War Hulk. We got we got Thor Ragnarok. They've already changed things.
But the thing is this: if you're going, one thing that I think I would dare say is a lot of fan dreams. This could be a fanboy dream if you want. I don't care if you.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna break your heart after, but I'll let you finish.
I would love to see A versus X, and you can't make Young Avengers the A versus X because then X-Men destroys them.
I understand everything you're saying. And as a comic book reader, and you as a comic book reader, and Ness is a comic book reader,
watcher.
Well, you read Saga and stuff, so you read.
You still count.
You count.
You still count.
That's one of the best ones. That's an IP they should be fucking making a movie out of.
That is the thing that should be replacing Star Wars.
Yo. Anyways, before we tangent into that, but in that, I think I get it. We are all in this beautiful, ideal world as comic book fans that we want to see this thing. I would point out, though, that since 2008, and here we are, 2024, your comic book reading fans don't give a fuck. The younger generation comic book reading fans don't know these stories you're talking about.
They're a bunch of punks.
I don't. If I'm Feige, I'm now thinking, am I making these movies for the 40-year-olds, or do I need to pivot to the younger people? And homie, I'll tell you what, there's a reason the demographic that they love is 18 to 49, because the 40-year-olds are on their way out. That's not who I'm making the movie for. I'm sorry. You're not who I make the movie for.
Exactly. They're aiming to target the younger crowd.
Why do you think everyone's
who has the money to spend? Really?
18-year-olds have money to spend on movies.
They're going to blow their money on foolishness.
18-year-olds are the ones that have part-time jobs that go to the theater and hang out at malls all day. Still, like if they're not gaming or if they're not at a friend's house, have you been to a mall lately? They still walk around in malls. And I'm like,
younger. It's usually like 13, 14-year-olds.
Sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they're the one, like 13, 14-year-olds with their first part-time job or mommy and daddy giving them allowance are the ones that are going to still go to the movies. And that's who Feige is trying to make. Why do you think the newest Star Wars series is what Skeleton Crew is essentially a coming of age Star Wars kids adventure? Damn it. It's like the Goonies. It's Goonies and Star Wars, and everyone's just like, that's not for me. I, as an adult, do not want to really focus on a show about kids running around. But if I'm a Star Wars fan and I want Star Wars content, I'm going to watch it anyways. But they're trying to get younger kids. And that's the problem. Everyone, like, I get it. We are super fans and we know all the stories. But if I'm Feige and I've built out a younger version of the Avengers in the universe, I have Wiccan, I have Speedy who's there, I have Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, I have Miss Marvel, I have Stature from Ant-Man, I have Patriot from the Secret Invasion, or no, from Winter Soldier, Falcon Winter Soldier. I have I introduced Scar in She-Hulk. I literally have all the Young Avenger characters. And then I'm going to do what? I introduce all these characters and all these actors to go, well, that was fun. Let's recast everyone and start from scratch. No, that's insane.
I would say this, to me, my X-Men, and whoop their ass. That's all I'm saying, because they won't survive.
Of course, but
There's
guess
no
what?
way you're going to make me believe that these people could take on the likes of, like...
I get it.
I can't.
But you're not going to get your A versus X. You're not getting it in theater.
I want to flip your table.
But didn't they end up using Bison and giving the name to the boss in the game?
Yeah, so what they did is, so it's Vega, M. Bison, and Balrog. So in the fighting game community, because in Japan, I think they still kept the original names, and in the rest of the world, they switched it around. So you have the Dictator, which is M. Bison, but I think in Japan, he's known as Vega.
Oh, interesting.
And then Vega, which is, I guess, the ninja. They call him ninja, which is like a neutral term. In North America, well, in the West, he's known as Vega. And then in Japan, he's known as Balrog. And then Mike M. And then Balrog here is known as M. Bison there.
That's crazy.
And
all right.
And I know someone did bring it up to Mike Tyson, and he was like, he didn't, all these years he didn't know. And when he found it, he's like, oh, I didn't know they liked me like that.
I personally think Derek Liu looks more like Nightwing than the Asher Angel over there. But Derek Liu, who plays Jordan Lee on Gen V, the shape-shifting character, the male version of the shape-shifting character, and Asher Angel, who played Billy Batson in the Shazam film, are both eyeing the role of Nightwing. They both want to play Dick Grayson, the new DCU, James Gunn's DCU. So people are a little excited. I personally think Derek Liu looks more like Nightwing than the Asher Angel over there, but the fans are always pretty upset when it comes to casting, because we all have very specific ideas in our head. It's very rare for an actor to get cast and everyone just universally accept it. I am still looking forward to James Gunn continuing the DCU, even though it is just a continuation of the DCEU, but we'll see. And whatever it is, and whatever the casting, as much as I might not love these castings, Dawes is not wrong. I am willing to wait and see what happens.
And also I would want to see, the dedication of these actors. They get into the fighting and stuff like that. So it's not just, cut and it's clearly somebody in a suit, clearly not them, like at least a little bit, That's always something that,
but on top of that,
tangible.
You're going to be able to make videos of dead celebrities. Oh, we did, we were going to continue with some sad, speaking of dead characters, or in this case, real people that have died, again being used by AI. Sora 2, which is this AI manipulated deep fake video creation platform,
newest thing from ChatGPT.
They're allowing, so obviously there's a lot of people who are saying this is going to be a problem, but on top of that, you're going to be able to make videos of dead celebrities. And
crazy.
Like, some of these videos are really sad and dark things that they're making, but people are making them thinking it's funny, and that's
the
what's
weirdest
weird.
One I saw was Tupac on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, I did see that one. Like, God, it's just so much blood. I like in the Spider-Man game there was no blood, so this feels insane. Even the claws popping out on the bloody knuckles.
My gosh, games look so realistic.
Yeah, the healing factor in this is great. I'm also excited for the fact that this is going to be a video game that's going to take place partially in Canada, I hope, because he should be in Canada at some point at the beginning, ideally. Fingers crossed.
And Mystique is there.
Yeah, we get to see some cool Mystique action. Do you think you get to play as Mystique at all?
That I don't know.
Micro dramas are set to generate $11 billion in global revenue in 2025 using a freemium business model.
What's a micro drama?
I didn't know what micro dramas were either.
Are these the ones where it's like dramas on TikTok and they're chopped up?
They're super popular in East Asian culture, like Korea, Japan, China. Like that's where they're popping off the most. And they're on their way to make $11 billion. The craziest part of this whole story is when you realize, oh snap, these micro dramas is exactly what Quibi was trying to do. When Quibi launched at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020 in April and fell apart because of their poor timing, micro dramas is literally what they were trying to do. And 5 years later, that industry is going to make $11 billion and Quibi is dead in the water and all their content was sold to Roku. And that's crazy to me. What would you say is the movie that broke the video game theater curse? Because you know, at one point, there was always the idea that like no video game IP has ever successfully gone to the big screen.
I would say the one that did it right. I don't know if it made. No, it did make money.
I really think it was the Super Mario movie. Like, I think it's that long before. And even though that one is animated, I think the fact that it made as much money as it did the year it came out, that it gave people the idea like this IP is popular enough that we can get butts in seats, as they say. You know,
I would say Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3. We got the three Sonics and a TV show. And then Sonic 2 was 2022. So yeah, definitely
1 year
before
before
that.
When we're talking about Rhodey specifically, Rhodey's a perfect example of something, a thread that how are you going to address it? Rhodey, after Endgame, is now said to have been a Skrull. That's what we learn in Secret Invasion. If you're going to make this a sequel to that movie, if Don Cheadle shows up, has a cameo of any kind, is that the Skrull or is that actually Rhodey? It's stuff like that.
I understand New Avengers / Thunderbolts. That should have been West Coast Avengers, and Hawkeye should have been involved in there in some capacity. Sure. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
That just would have made it make more sense. But, you know.
Instead, they burned the Hawkeye and Yelena relationship in the TV show. What they should have done is given us Hawkeye and Yelena in the movie.
Right.
And then they resolve their bullshit, and Hawkeye's on that team, and you get the West Coast. God of War live action. God of War live action series has cast Ryan Hurst as Kratos, which is kind of funny because, I mean, I'm not mad at the casting at all. The funny part, though, is that he played Thor in the video game. I am very interested in seeing him play Kratos. It's going to be kind of crazy.
You need someone to check Batman. There you
go. Yeah, exactly. You get an absolute Batman, and it gets shortened, and it gets
absolute Batman. I love the idea of absolute Batman meeting a Boy Scout Superman, but you are talking about the ultimate version of that Jim Lee poster of Superman, Batman, the light and the dark. Like you're going extreme version of dark, and I'm down for it.
That works. I'm down for
and Batgirl got shelved for the idea that we don't think it's theatrical enough, so we're gonna shelve it completely because we're not even gonna rework it, even though Blue Beetle, which they thought was better than streaming, because Blue Beetle was supposed to be a streaming movie only, and then got upped to a theatrical release because they were like, oh, this movie shines. But then they did the opposite and then even shelved Batgirl for the tax credit. And that to me feels so backwards. Yeah. All the other actors talk about how much that experience meant to them. And then they just went ahead and they were just like, yeah, sorry about that, but we're just going to have to, shelve this. And I don't know if you guys heard how the directors found out, but the directors were at a wedding that weekend and didn't have access to their social media or their phones right away.
All this to say, he stopped Euphoria to do The Idol. Didn't go well. Then he finally decided to go back to Euphoria, and honestly, wish he didn't. I honestly wish the show. I wish the show ended at just season 2. I would have been happy with just that. And we don't know. I would have been happy because the way he ended this show, I'm so mad.
I understand the idea of wanting to rewrite characters, but if a character was rooted in a thing and it's part of the character, guess what?
It should stay there.
That's part of the character. If you want to, you can, but we're not necessarily going to connect as well with this version. Trauma is part of the thing that makes Harley interesting.
Damn, okay.
All right, kids.
This is so beautiful.
So we're going to do the jungle juice. We're doing a base of fruits.
Gotcha.
Frozen fruits this year. Fruits? Yeah, we got frozen fruits.
Milk?
Yeah, the ice bucket's here. Can I take this bag off? Thanks. So it was recommended that instead of ice, we use fruits to keep the drink cold. So, already getting nods. The fruits will not dilute the drink. It's in sachets. Oh my god.
Why is it in sachets?
I don't know.
Costco?
Costco, right?
Costco.
Yeah.
Here's hoping it doesn't block. If someone could help me open some of these.
Nathan, you got big arms, hands? And hands.
Milo, can you find the vodka bottle? I think it's in the cooler. So we're first going to be adding vodka. Is that all of them from that bag?
Yeah.
Wow, good jump. All right. Oh, my hands are slippery now. There we go. So where'd you learn this trick? Oh, there's no trick. The whole idea behind jungle juice is, oh my god, is mix juice and then put so much alcohol that you might go blind.
Oh, I think he's talking about the frozen fruit.
Yeah, the frozen fruit. That's
Oh, shout outs to my coworker.
To not dilute the...
Yeah, I was talking to my coworker, and she was just like, "Yo, oh wow, that's a lot of fruit. Okay, I think we're good.
Well, you may as well do the rest.
Hold on. Save some.
This is the last one.
I know, let's
Right,
save
go
some.
on, a whole bunch.
Oh,
you took it from that guy online. You took it from that guy online. I know exactly where you took that from.
All right.
Don't learn that from science class.
And then we're gonna do the base of. Can you pass me the peach?
Let me just smell the bottle. I don't drink anymore.
So we're gonna put the raspberry lemonade in. I hope this thing can even pour, because at this point we've lost the juice.
You're gonna have to mix the bottle.
Yeah, you got to mix it.
Yeah.
And then you should get a scooper so you take the bacon ice for people's drink. So tempting to have.
Well, we're not opening this once we're done. There we go. Okay. So, peach, mango, orange for flavor. No, feel free to talk. Well, this smells good. All right. Yeah, because it's tropical fruit blend. Okay, so 2 more.
Yeah, I think you need everything. That whole bottle of alcohol in there, you need all the juice.
Oh, guys, there's another bottle of alcohol coming.
That's going to go in there?
Yeah.
Oh, you about to get it.
you want me to open this one for you? Now you know where not.
Yeah, hold on.
You think you not have some? No, you can't, huh? It's against our religion.
Oh my god.
No, don't, no. No, he's joking.
Okay, guys, so I brought this from the Caribbean.
Oh.
This is 151 proof, 75% rum
Dang.
that we're about to add.
Yeah, the vodka was 40, right?
The vodka is 40, this is 75.
Hey, wait, where's the punch in?
Yeah, you about to...
Where's the
Just
punch
take
in?
who wants to take a little whiff?
I would love to take a whiff of that.
Take it.
It smells good, though.
Burn your.
It's probably
Oh,
smooth.
true. We should do shots.
Caribbean.
Hold on. Can you put the lid? Actually, put the rest of the fruit in. You're right. Go ahead.
It was just laying there, lonely.
One bag left.
They feel like they didn't make the cut.
Yeah, the little guys were sad. All right, so we're gonna close this for a second. We're gonna do.
Let it marinate.
Yeah. We're gonna do some shots. There's some more cups on the side there, I think. So I was in, when I was in I was in the Caribbean. My uncle was just
No for me, not for me.
Not for you? So who's having one? Greg, come on now.
Me neither.
How much more do we need?
I have 3 so far. Who else is having one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More. So 6, 7. Okay, so you have Boss Man. It's 75%, huh? So be careful.
Oh yeah. You about to lean. You're doing haircut.
I ain't eat yet.
What's this special?
You eat anything yet?
No.
Okay, so
You're not alone, sir.
guys, we want to thank you. This is before the party starts, but we want to thank everybody who's watching this and anybody who's here already. This is the second one. Last year was a blast, and we're looking forward to having more fun. Salud.
Thank you, colors.
Thank you, colors.
Is it smooth?
It's smooth, but
down the road.
I thought it was fine.
it's great, but your breathing will feel limited. By the way,
The air changed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I need chaser right now.
yeah.
Are you about to add that whole thing?
I'm gonna add most of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey.
I'm gonna add most of it.
Whoops.
I'm gonna add most of it.
Slip.
Oh my god. I'm so scared for y'all.
Yeah, that's about to be crazy.
Now you gotta stir it. Dagger in.
All right, let's try.
Wow. Okay. You're not driving.
Oh my god.
I like the color. The color already.
Oh, look
Oh
nice.
yeah.
I still gotta finish what I have.
It's strong for sure.
That is strong.
100%.
Do we have a towel or a
You
napkin
okay?
underneath there?
Yeah, we're gonna need to.
You have paper towels?
I put a full bottle of vodka, a full bottle of 75% rum,
And 5 bottles of juice. So you need to add some more juice to that.
Brian, pass it on the other. On the empty. Yeah. So like when it drips, it just hopefully drains into the.
Until we get a bite. Until we get
So, based on the taste,
It's about to get lit. That's what.
Janessa, where's Allie? I told her she needed to be the taste tester because she was the taste tester last year. Should I put soda in it? Who's tried it?
Yes.
I think you should maybe put a sun.
Do you have 7-Up? Yeah,
y'all
7-Up
seeing
or
straight?
Sprite.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how this test works.
That's how you know you messed up. Yeah.
Catchy nose.
Okay, we're gonna put a